Content audits are perhaps the most broad of all the audit types. If you work with anyone within the marketing world, they would approach a content audit differently. Now, we break audits down into three broad areas, but naturally the scope of the audit depends on the goal. Now, if we were auditing content for success, we'd typically be looking at the content for its ability to generate traffic, links, shares, and new business. If you're starting a new content strategy, this helps you ensure you are taking all of your learnings previously forward with you. To do this, you need to ask yourself the following questions. What level of engagement has the content received from social media? How many backlinks has the content received? How much traffic has the content generated and from which sources? What were the outcomes after people viewed the content? Broadly speaking, any evidence of the content being talked about is a really strong signifier of a successful campaign. When we think about the appropriateness of content, we generally think about how well it talks to the target users. Now, typically, this kind of audit would be run by a copywriter or a strategist who is able to get into the mind of the intended audience and can be the best judge of what has been written. To help this process, we'd usually ask the following questions. Does the content answer my question? Can I see my needs or anxieties being met by this content? Do I have to work hard to read and understand the content? Is the content sincere? And is the content an appropriate length for the platform? Of course, this is a highly subjective audit, and it really requires a solid understanding of your target audiences first. Content accuracy can come in many forms. And the ones we audit here are typically spell check, sentiment analysis, and readability. If the copy on your website is hard to read or full of spelling errors, people will not stay and engage with what you have to offer. As well as being important to users, this is also important to search engines. Review how easy it is to read your website and whether there are spelling and grammatical issues. The framework for this comes in the following questions. Is your site free of spelling errors? You can use tools like InSpider to spell check your website quickly. What is the readability score for your website? Use a tool like Hemingway app or even Grammarly to assess the readability. Does your website achieve accessibility standards? Use a tool like W3C to check if your site achieves web accessibility standards. Even without the ability to check all of your content quickly at scale, running some manual checks across key pages on your websites is worthwhile.